normally what happens is we always get engaged in things we like. Okay, if we college also organize some program, we think that okay, this is not of my taste, this is not of my hobbies. Okay, I'm not going to engage in that. So what happens? Yes, hobby gives you some personal skills that can be developed, but you require general skills also, right? You need to have a number of experiences. In a college, what you get is two things. One is regarding your academic part. Yeah, obviously you are you're going to be beta graduates. So obviously your technical skills you get there. You get a lot of information, fine. And the next part is that you get a number of experience to explore your tastes and preferences. That is where the extracurricular activities matters. Uh, Always what we do is, if it is only about academics, in a college, if it is only about academics, then why don't you go for a distant education? Because you get the same right there. You don't have to, you get the books, you get all those things. If you want, you can have a YouTube, check out YouTubes on this topics. Why should you go to a college? So that is the difference between a college or a normal distance education. College gives you experience, not just like you get the academic knowledge, but it also gives you different experiences. Say, if it organize a management fest, or if it organize a various talk series, it gives you workshops. It is giving you a number of opportunities to participate and giving you experiences to explore yourself. So, is it really required? You all are BTechs, okay? BTech graduates. I think yes, all of you are. So if you look at the BTech degree, it's a very common degree, right? If you meet 10 or 20 people, at least one among them will be a BTech graduate. So what makes you different? Why should someone from an interviewer point of, or someone have to pick you? What is the need of that? Because everyone seems alike. You all are BTech graduate. If you are an EC graduate, then yes, everyone is that. So how are you going to be different? That is where this extracurricular activities along with your hobbies matters. For example, if you like, when I take a typical resume of any of yours, what will be there? You will be having your education qualification starting from your 10th, plus 2, now your degree. Yeah, you will be having one or two projects which you actually do as part of your curriculum. Everyone does that in your college. And you may have a few like skill set. If someone has went for some other courses, yes, they will have that. The rest is something like personal profile. You call it your family, your name, address, and all. What else is there in your resume which can make you different from 5 other resume of your college? Yes, that is where you require this extracurricular activities and your hobbies part. Extracurricular activities, if you are like, if there is a function going on there in your college, you can either participate in that, then you can call it and you can write it in your CV saying that, yes, I have participated in various art and activities in college. Then they understand that you are active, or you are artistic person, or you are very involved in activities. Then that gives that message. Or else you can say you are not good at arts. Then you can try out the organizing part. Then they can get an impression that, oh, he's good at organizing events, he is good at managing events, or anything. But many of you, like I could say many of you, even we had many of friends who usually bunk these sessions. But these activities is not going to repeat, and the experience you gain out of this is not going to repeat again. So always try to get involved in all the activities given by your college and make it as a CV points. I'll call it CV points. So try to involve in all the activities given by your college. Next part I would say is experience. As I said, any classes. Now this is a Zoom webinar, right? Many of you, I can assume that many of you right now would be even off your video, and maybe probably checking out your mobiles, or checking out your any other things which you like. May not be seriously listening to this, but it's pretty sure, because even I do that. But let me tell you, after this end of the session, you would have either of the two. One, you will get something to take home. That is okay. The things that particular person has said is good. I can take it home. Or you will find how not to take a session in Zoom. This both are there, right? How to do and how not to do are also good learning. So either you will understand that there are things that I should practice in my life using this inputs, or you will find that this is not the way someone should take a class in a Sunday afternoon. So either of this, that is learning. So never ever miss any opportunity to get an experience or get a learning out of it. So I would say, I could give you an example. One day, like when I was in college, what I did is I was very interested to know how is it feel in participating in a drama. So please understand, I'm not a person who like know to act and all, but I was like, okay, let me try it out. It is something that I never tried. So what I did is I asked the team whether I can join you, and so they said, yeah, sure. We have a side role person required. No, I am not the actors. Okay, I am not the lead role and all. But they told me, yes, come join us. So for my bad luck, the entire drama was a utter flop. So standing in the stage, not because of my acting, okay, the entire starting from the end, it was hooting. People, students were hooting at us, and we were so embarrassed, so embarrassed. So let me ask you, was my decision to participate in that drama was a wrong decision? You may probably think yes, but I would say no. That was a first experience, embarrassing experience that I faced. So I learned how to face an embarrassing situation. I was literally crying. My eyes were full. When I got down the stage, people and my friends were coming out. Why the hell did you participate for this? So it was so embarrassing. But that is when I learned how to face embarrassing situation. Not everything comes to fall in place. There will be embarrassing situation. But I learned how to face an embarrassing situation participating in that drama. So anything, any experience, any activities coming your way is an opportunity to explore or learn something. So never ever miss out something. So let it be like, as I said, if you're attending a very boring session, very boring session where you see fall so sleepy and the person is keeping on lecturing, then you realize, man, you should never do the students. That is a learning. And you could watch the audience around, you could see how they will respond in a boring session. That is a learning. So anything that comes in your path is always learning experience for you. So take it out, never miss it out. So whenever you involved in an extracurricular activity or hobby or whatever it is, you have two things to learn. Either you learn what to do or you learn what not to do. By the end of these activities, you should be getting to know, okay, these are my best points, these are my worst points. These are my strengths, these are my weaknesses. So whenever you go to an interview, they will be probably at the end, they will be asking, so what is your strength? And we keep on saying that my confidence is my strength, my communication is my strength. Other than that, in the entire like 4 years of BTech, you should be self-exploring and finding out, okay, these are my core skills. I am a people person or I am a technical person. And you can select your career based on that. But when you select your career, always, now you have found out your skill set. Now you have participating in the extracurricular activities, being the taking up your hobbies. You are identifying what are your skills, what are your tastes, what are your interests and all. Then select the career according to that. Never select a career which is so-called very prospective, so-called very, it is well paid. Never do that. Right now, being a PhD graduate, everyone recommended me to go for a college teaching job. So I was looking at, is it what I exactly require? What is it what I really like? Though many of them, my friends, my parents and all, at times say that that was not the good choice. I'm really enjoying my job. I would say maybe I'm not as paid as I get in an academic job comparatively, but I'm really happy. I just enjoy whatever I do. I just feel excited when I complete one panchayat, getting it ISO certified. I feel so happy. So I was like, okay, this is what I like. Everyone has different angles towards their job. So never ever look at someone else and decide your job. If it is even if you're a BTech graduate also, when you go for a job, some people would be really loving to start something of your own. There will be a lot of people who is going to discourage you, saying that you are a BTech graduate, you can go for something very secure job, you can try out IT that is well paid. Never listen to them in terms without knowing someone who is not knowing your skill set or your interest. Rather, listen to your heart. Do what your heart feels like doing. Never ever listen to someone who doesn't. I don't say that don't take advices. I would rather say you require advices only from those people who really know your skill set, your interest, and your taste. Otherwise, people can give generic comments. Okay, don't go for this. This is not worth it. Everything is worth it. That is why many people, after getting like 5 lakh salary, they quit their job and start farming. So always do the career which you really feel like is give you happiness and make you more better person. So otherwise, don't take a career which is good for someone else, not for you.